Welcome to the GPLama YouTube channel and to a wrap-up of what's new on Zwift in the last few weeks, where Zwift have released Game Client version 1.70, 1.71, 1.71.2, and today 1.72 lands. Now in each of these updates there's not a lot to talk about, but put them all together and just like Voltron we have a Superbot, or at least a big list of things to look into for what's new on Zwift. Alright, let's get straight into the details now.
Okay, if you've jumped on Zwift lately and done some group rides around Watopia, you may have noticed something a little different about the desert, but you just couldn't put your finger on exactly what it was. What it is a road surface change that you saw happen just there. So out in the desert, the roads are now a little lighter, they're a little patchier, and they have some sand blown across them. This is just a visual texture change, no change to your rolling resistance whatsoever, so your times won't change. But the roads now look a little bit more deserty. Is that a word? Well, it is now. Okay, I managed to pull some footage out of the archives of what things used to look like over there on the left and recorded today over there on the right. Riding a little bit faster on the right, but you can see there, side by side, on the right, looks a little hotter, a little drier, and not as perfect as over there on the left, as it was previously. There are a few other texture changes to other road surfaces, but this is definitely the most notable here in the desert. As of update version 1.70, the Everest challenge will be the default challenge people are entered into so they don't miss out on the Tron bike. Now to unlock the Tron bike, which is actually known as the Zwift concept bike, you need to have selected the Everest challenge and ascended a total of 50,000 meters. Now that can be done over many rides, but if the Everest challenge isn't selected, you'll never be working your way towards that unlock. So from now on, if you haven't previously selected another challenge, you'll be entered into the Everest challenge and working your way towards the Tron bike. Good news for Simon Schofield as well, of the Zwiftcast fame. Another related update is that if you haven't completed the challenge, it will appear on the Challenges tab here on the home screen, where you can click, check on your progress, and note that GP Sheepy hasn't climbed very far at all. However, GP Sheepy is entered into the Everest challenge, which he wasn't before. Good stuff. Everything working as expected with these new updates.
Okay, back to the desk, and I'll pull up the companion app here to talk you through a new feature that has rolled out on the companion app just last week, and that is user blocking. Something people have been asking for quite some time. This is in what I would call its phase 1 rollout, so I'll show you what it's all about now. Now what you do within this is block people within the companion app, which stops them being able to see your profile details, they can't see your profile details, and they can't send you direct messages. In-game, at this point in time, you'll still see their broadcast messages to the world, they'll still see you riding around, you'll still see them, and they can still see your race results as well. So it's not a complete ghosting of a blocked user for this, what I would call phase 1 rollout of user blocking. Okay, so I'll give you an example of blocking someone at the moment. Here is my account here. We go to More, we find Zwifters, we'll go to GP Sheepy, there we go. Somebody else's other account. And to get to the blocking, top 3 dots there in the corner, block user. It'll give us some text there explaining what's going on. They cannot send you direct messages, follow your profile, or view your activity history in Zwift. And there's a URL there I'll put in the video description below. I click on block user, and that's all we see there. So Sheepy can't see my profile, can't message me direct, and vice versa. If we go back, I can still see that account. So if I still search for Sheepy, it will still pop up. And then when I jump into there, oh, it actually popped up a little bit of information. But if I rewind that, no, it just hadn't populated those fields. So it's a bit of a screen jump there. But it says here that I've blocked the user, so I can search for blocked users. There's no list of blocked users. I've got to go back and manually search for them if I want to unblock them. And to unblock, same as before, top 3 dots, unblock user, some more text there. By unblocking, it's the reverse of blocking, obviously. Unblock user, and there we go. Sheepy and Llama are now friends again. Well, actually, we're not friends. I haven't actually clicked on friend, but at least we could potentially be friends, which is the first start in a good relationship. Further details on this in the video description below, and I will be keeping a close eye to see if they roll out any further ghosting functionality in-game to completely block users.
Zwift have unlocked 4 previous event-only routes now for freeride and badge achievement. Those starting off in Watopia being It's a Climb, so 30 kilometers in length or just over, taking in most of the coastal road, up that little climb, and to finish it off, you always go down the grade for a few extra kilometres there. Nice little kick at the end of the hill, onto It's a Party, starting off in town, Titans Grove, coastal road, and up the same climb as before. and always, again, go down the grade for a few extra kilometres. Third and final new route on Watopia for freeriding, Mayan San Remo, through the jungle, and again, up that new climb, down the grade, along the coastal road, and there you go. 420 XP over 21 kilometres for that one. And finishing off with something that has a bit of a sting in the tail, 5 laps or so of the flat course there on Richmond, with a bit of a trundle through the city, finishing off on Libby Hill. Always fun and painful for that one. 32.9 kilometres, 160 metres of elevation, so not much, mostly there right at the end, and 660 XP to be earned from that one. Now, because Richmond is rarely on the calendar these days, just a quick reminder here that you can get to any world, any course, any time by selecting a workout of any description, hitting Start Ride, and then selecting the world you want. So here at Richmond and Libby Hill After Party, I select that. I can hit Start Workout, and then as soon as I'm dropped into the world and the workout starts, you can quit the workout and continue on free ride and achieve that badge. Quick tip for those wanting to get onto Richmond when it's not on the calendar. And we are finally seeing some new bikes in-game for Zwift. Starting off with the Aeroad 2024 from Canyon. I've already purchased this one for 1.1 million drops. 3 stars Aero, 4 stars weight. And of course, Zwift Insider has all the testing data, which I'll include links to in the video description below. And new bike number 2 in-game, the Pinarello Dogma F 2024, which I have not purchased yet. 1.4 million drops. 3 stars Aero, 4 stars weight. And matches my kit just perfectly. So let me just purchase this one, confirm, equip, and lovely. Comes in blue, if blue's your thing. If it's not, don't choose this bike. But there we go, 2 new bikes in-game. And again, Zwift Insider is the place to go for all the testing of these bikes to see which is the best for you.
Alrighty, so there we are, a look at what's new in the last 3.2 updates to the ZWIFT game client and that new blocking feature on the companion app as well. Now, coming up soon, we're due for another This Season on ZWIFT media release. It gives us a preview of what ZWIFT will be rolling out over the next few months. Now, typically we see this media release come out around mid-September, but it is an early spring here in Australia, so I think this may hatch early. But before hatching that, I think they need to release that new HUD update, which was promised or previewed in the previous This Season on ZWIFT. From what I've seen in person, this is a game changer. It looks absolutely brilliant, and yes, they have fixed the top right-hand elevation profile graph. Can you believe it? I can't. But I've seen it, it appears to work, and I hope they release it very, very soon. When it's released, you'll hear about it right here on the channel, so hit subscribe to be across that video, hit like if you found this informative, and thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.